First match between GFAM and KUDETA is going to be a very important indicator as to who the stronger team is at the current state, because a lot of factors are going to be into the play with the endurance, the stamina, the fatigue, but also their innate talents as well. But Suwon Kim, Shin Kim, they are the hard carries of their respective teams, and Suwon Kim's going to get the first initial strike.
He dodges
onto
that
the
tab
stun.
escape knockback
Wow.
from Suwon Kim. I mean, Shin Kim and
Yeah.
Suwon Kim is CC
Oh,
right now.
this is the beginning of the Soul Fighter poke damage into the 100-0. That is the instant knockout. Oh my goodness.
You know, like, when you handed it off to me, I was gonna say, you know, Suwon Kim is the KFM, the original, you know, the OG, and what Shin Kim is playing, the Soul Fighter, is, you know, a hybrid, half KFM, half Force Master. So I was gonna say, you know, will the hybrid win or will the original win? But then before I even said that, it was over.
Are you sure? Are you sure the Soul Fighter's nerfed? That was a lot of damage.
Yeah, definitely nerfed.
That is a lot of damage going into Shin Kim's favor, but I want to look at the replay here. I want to talk less and really just see.
Suwon Kim actually dodged Shin Kim's tab escape knockback right here.
Yeah.
Yes, with the sidestep. So it was looking good, but he was also out of tab escape, and you don't, you know, when you're both out.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it.
33 combo was the indicator. It happened in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So, oh my goodness, KUDETA. There's nothing to speak of as the sign from the fans really to say, but Shin Kim, I think he's about the happiest man in the world after that play, but he can't be happy about it just too much yet. He has a lot more games to go along with his teammates from KUDETA. They only have 1-0 up in this point advantage that they have, but they have so many points left to go in this best of 7, so a long way going towards these two teams.
Oh yeah, like you said, it's best out of 7. You know, to the losing team, one single point may not matter too much, even for the winning team as well. But if you get knocked out like that, like 100-0 with the Soul Fighter, whew, you know, you might get a little shaken up. But you know, for the second match, we have Wanshik Lee versus Byung-nu Kim.
And I think this matchup especially is an interesting one because we don't know too much about their current power levels. Wanshik Lee and Byung-nu Kim, of course, they contributed for their teammates in the actual tag matches when it did come. But in the singles, neither of these players really showed too much that we can really garner off of that and really just calculate what their power level is right now. But we're going to see an indication of that definitely in Game 2 as to see which of them is the stronger one.
Yeah, and now we are getting ready. The music has changed. Wanshik Lee versus Byung-nu Kim. Let's get it on.
After such an explosive Game 1, we are trying to settle down for this next Game 2, and Wanshik Lee on the Blade Master has to be the one to garner them another point for the start of GFAN, but this time it's against Byung-nu Kim on the Blade Dancer for KUDETA.
Yep, so the Blades go up against Blade Dancer and the Blade Master. Who will win, the Master or the Dancer?
And there's always been an argument as to, you know, because they're so similar in their characteristic with the Blade Master and Blade Dancer, they're essentially just a different race if you actually played the game. But there's always been an argument as to which class is the better Blade wielder. So gonna get a part of that question answered with this matchup here.
There we go. He's not using his block of blades, even though the Blade Dancer held him for a little, quite a while with that Phantom Grip.
Second aerial coming in from Byung-nu Kim on that Blade Dancer. No controlling damage coming from that. The stun actually does come up. With another aerial.
He is using all his CCs right now. Wanshik Lee is saving that tab escape very soon.
Comes
there we go.
Around.
The tab escape is used.
Finally used, and just like Wanshik Lee's what he was waiting for. This is a repeat performance of this previous series that he showed from 100-0 that he showed in the previous singles that he did against G20. He's trying to do it again, but not to the full extent that he did in the previous time.
All right, this time around he does use the Flock of Blades, escapes. But, you know, Wanshik Lee was just like dragon tonguing him. He's like, let's see when you're going to tab escape.
And definitely a dragon tongue was what we saw in that previous series. That finished off the opposition, but it's going to be another stun. Going up to the aerial, there's no escape for Wanshik Lee now. The second aerial,
but
will
he will
be
done?
just enough damage to finish him off? But just enough.
Okay, he lives!
Just lives. And he does get his tab escape back, so Wanshigli,
yeah.
it was a very close call. We even thought that it was going to be very inches of difference whether he was
If
going
he
to survive
uses
that
lightning
one.
draw,
Oh,
yeah.
no!
I was going to call that out.
Oh,
yeah, he's just
my
going to walk up
goodness,
to him and lightning
The
draw.
casual lightning draw to finish him off from distance.
Yeah.
And that was Byung Kim picking out the second point.
I'm pretty sure he thought of that too, so
yeah.
he wanted to kind of, rush in there, but
Yeah.
to dodge that, but he was at the wall, and
I love the smiles from these two players because those two smiles mean very different things. Byung Kim, he's very happy about his cheese play that he did with that lightning draw, but I'm sure Wanshigli, being a very experienced player that he is, he probably expected that coming. But there was no running away from that when you have that range from the lightning draw going just to the distance that he was in. So.
yeah, well, in the beginning, I don't know, Wanshigli saved up his fan Flacco blades here, right? Oh, what, they just
no,
skipped
it was
They
before
skipped
that,
it.
yes.
Yeah, they skipped it, but here he probably, Wanshigli does save his tab escape. It was well played.
Yeah.
Did not take too much damage, like 40% damage. Here he'll use the tab escape and then counter aerial Byung Kim. Right here, there we go. So they were trading escapes, but here that dragon tongue damage.
Yeah.
He's like, hey Byung, when are you gonna tab escape?
Wanshigli was trying to do the same thing that in the previous series, just finishing off his opponent with the dragon tongue, going for 100 to 0. But that's why he was waiting for the lightning draw to come out, because after the lightning draw, he knew Byung Kim had nothing else to throw at him. So using the tab escape then was a little bit of a late decision, but he had to do that nonetheless if he was going to go for the all-in. But that funny lightning draw, it was definitely a cheese play for sure.
The girl in the middle on the phone, it said "Pyongyebegita." It means, how do you say "da" in English? But anyways, it was a lightning draw. Use lightning draw or something with like an exclamation mark, kind of. Like she was expressing how the blade dancer finished off Wanshigli at the end with walking up to him and just using a single lightning draw at the tip, hitting Wanshigli and finishing him off. And it was expected.
And that was exactly
Yeah,
what
it was
happened.
funny though.
Yeah, but game
It was
3,
definitely
it's going to be the important one, because GFAM, if they get a win right here, they would get 2 points back to themselves, which would get it to even against KUDETA. But it's going to be a tough one, because 2 games already being lost to KUDETA is already a loss of momentum for the side of GFAM. But this is a good chance for it to regain that momentum back onto their favor.
Exactly, and now we will, like you said, be getting ready for the third set, which is tag worth 2 points. It is best out of 7. First team to reach 6 points, and KUDETA is up 2-0 right now.
And KUDETA is up 2-0, and they should be very comfortable, but at the same time, if they let their guards down, that will be their downfall for sure. But we will go right on to game 3, the first tag in this best of 7 between GFAM and KUDETA. We will get the match going right underway. Let's get it on. Huge support going towards both sides as GFAM and KUDETA get ready to start their game 3, the first tag, which will be the more important match of the series.
Yeah, and Soo-won Kim and Shin Kim out first like the first singles, and Soo-won Kim taking the damage from Shin Kim.
And Shin Kim forces out the defensive interfere from Wanshigli from the side of GFAM. Just a defensive effort for sure, but
double!
Soo-won Kim putting in the effort onto that stun onto Shin Kim. Brings in that second interfere, trying to use that as an offensive part, but Hyogo Kwon comes in for that defensive one. While Shin Kim takes a little bit of damage. Yeah, the triple kick does come up with a stun, and is going to force out the interfere once again from KUDETA, using the Phantom Grip to just throw away Soo-won Kim away from Shin Kim's all the damage that could have gone out.
Yeah, and if you notice, Hyogo Kwon dropped the Warlock and came in with the Destroyer, so we have Destroyer and Blade Dancer on KUDETA. Right now.
Definitely 2 support role we've seen, but the damage that can come out from the Warlock. But Soo-won Kim on the KFM is trying to stick out as long as he can, put a lot of damage onto their opposition, but it's already forcing KUDETA to use their first tag
reactionary
point.
2v2.
Change of the Summoner. This is what we've seen from before. The Summoner can put out a lot of damage if the opportunity is given, and Soo-won Kim is always the initiator of that chain CC onto that damage from the Summoner, and he's doing it again.
Yeah, 30 seconds left for Soo-won Kim to be force tagged out, and Ooh, Byung Kim comes in with the tag. They've
the
already
lightning-
used 2 tag points on KUDETA's
Immediate
side.
lightning draw coming in, but the interfere coming in from Wonshik Lee with Min Jung-ho out on the field. So 1 point of tag points being used by GFAN, whereas 2 points KUDETA has used already. So a resource advantage right now towards GFAN, but you're gonna have to look for the damage advantage as well. They're taking a lot of damage from the Soul Fighter. Skills is coming up, and Min Jung-ho takes a lot of damage. She does heal back some of that health, but Byung Kim with that interfere coming from Shingen Kim was that crucial damage going towards her opposition.
Yeah, Suwon Kim also came in.
Oh, the summoner damage.
Oh my gosh, the summoner is doing
goodness.
work right now,
Min
forcing
Jung-ho.
them. They all have used 1 tag point each on KUDETA's side.
Hey, but Min Jung-ho has been doing really well. Before I say that she is tagged out, just in time before she takes the extent of that damage from Shingen Kim, but Wonshik Lee is back out onto the field. It takes a lot of damage into the air from Shingen Kim. It's going to be taking more damage that he can react nothing to. He has no escape that he can use to his advantage, but
He used
Wonshik Lee...
Flocko Blades and Tab Escape at the same time.
Oh, that was a mistake by Wonshik Lee, to be sure, but Shingen Kim are getting onto the startled, but Shingen Kim taking a lot of damage from the interfere reactionary one, coming in the defensive end from the side of KUDETA, saving Shingen Kim from just a little more damage that he could have taken.
Yeah, but Hyogo Kwan's good defensive interfere.
Oh, the Kung Fu Master.
No. All right,
Oh,
Shingen
yeah.
Kim right now. Backing up, he does have his tab escape back, so he will make his move against Min Jung-ho. There we go.
Clearly,
not
we
Min Jung-ho.
see
It was
both
Wonshik
sides
Lee.
going very aggressively towards their opposition and try to put in as much damage as possible.
Yeah, Wonshik Lee
Suwon
tags
Kim is
out.
taking the series of damage as soon as he's tagged in,
Yeah.
and Shingen Kim heals himself back while dealing the damage towards his opposition of Suwon Kim. Shingen Kim doing so well though. Every time he sees an opponent, he puts out the damage without mistakes.
Look
And
at all
Suwon
this
Kim,
mobility for both of them.
it's true, and Suwon Kim
Defensive
forces out the interfere coming in from Byung Kim with that lightning draw. Tries to negate his positioning against Shingen Kim, but saving a good amount of damage that could have gone to Shingen Kim.
Yeah, so right now, all their tag and interfere are even.
It
Everybody has 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody has 1. Shingen Kim has 5 seconds left for the force tag. Will Suwon Kim try to tag?
Oh, this is
Oh,
the
no.
beginning of Shingen Kim's damage output. It's going to be
Force
tag
tag.
out. Force tag is coming
There
out.
we go.
Suwon Kim is out on the KFN with Hyogo Kwan on the destroyer, but Suwon Kim is on the slimmest of health. He might have to use that tag point if he gets the chance to. He does have a chance now, but he does go in aggressively. This might be a mistake towards his part, but Hyogo Kwan can't capitalize on this quite
knockback.
yet. The knockback does happen. Suwon Kim still
Oh,
stays on the ground.
persistence used at the perfect timing.
And Hyogo Kwan, he has to look for the opportunity. He does tag out just in time. Wonshik Lee does come back out onto the field. Hyogo Kwan spins around, tries to look for the opportunity, but Wonshik Lee is trying to look for that damage output that he can get, but it goes onto the aerial. Shingen Kim is going to come back onto the field, putting the ultimate, trying to put that damage in. That's good enough to finish out Wonshik Lee in an instant. And Suwon Kim is back out onto the field. Good chain of ultimates there.
Yeah, Suwon Kim is no tag point right now. He cannot tag out,
Oh,
and he is
and the
knocked
lightning
out
draw
by
finishing
Byung Kim.
off. And this might be the start of the end for GFAM as KUDETA gets 2 immediate kills back to back.
Yeah, and Min Jung-ho is out on the field all alone. She has a tag point, but she cannot tag out because there's no one to be trading places with. Will Min Jung-ho, do a 3v1?
And how things change in such an instant where it all started off with the knockup from Byung Kim onto Shingen Kim using that free ultimate that he had with the Soul Fighter. It was an easy target to go with, and then knocked off Suwon Kim in an instant. Wonshik Lee had very little HP to work with, but he's the second man to be knocked out from that lightning draw. So immediate change of flow, now going towards the over to favor of KUDETA, but the blade&soul ultimate does not connect this time around. Min Jung-ho has in a very dangerous situation. She's gonna have to stick out as much as she can, but it's very unlikely at this situation. Shingen Kim will be the one to finish her off, and GFAM will be eliminated from Korea Finals and might not have enough fighting points to make it to the World Championship.
Yeah, we'll have to see. KUDETA is up 4-0 right now. It's not over yet. If GFAM wins out the rest of the game, or maybe just they could give up 1 singles that is coming up out of the 2. So set 4 and set 5 will be singles worth 1 point. But if they lose both of the singles, KUDETA will just sweep them 6-0.
And losing that game 3 was so crucial for these guys. You know that how even these teams both were, but it doesn't matter if you're even during the process, but the result-oriented fact is they're up 4-0 now. KUDETA, and that's a comfortable lead to really push yourself with. And we saw a clean sweep yesterday from the side of IDES, putting a 6-0 win over their opposition. So if KUDETA can do this again, we might not even have another tag match to go with.
That would disappoint me so much. Like, I love watching these games. And you know, when G-Fam, their performance has leveled up, as well as Shin Kim bringing out the Soul Fighter, making things more exciting. I love it, and I want this round or this series to go to the full 7 sets. So even though I'm taking sides now because G-Fam has 0 points, let G-Fam take a couple rounds so we can see more matches.
And you saw the free ultimate that the Soul Fighter had from the easy knockup that his teammate provided for him, and just in the beginning of the lightning draw, finish off the second man. But like you say, we also want to root for the underdogs. And 4-0 down, G-Fam still has a chance. They still can win the rest of the game and have enough points to beat out KUDETA in the end. But I'm telling you, but this momentum plays such a big part in this best of 7s when you have 4-0 advantage and you are seemingly the better team, the stronger team going into this series. You have all the confidence in the world that you can just finish it out in a clean sweep, but G-Fam really gonna have to fight to their toes to not let that happen.
Yeah, I hope G-Fam could keep their cool, concentrate, and take at least 1 point away from the 2 singles that they will be going on. And Min Jung-ho is out for singles with the Summoner against Hyuk Kwan on the Destroyer.
But to be fair, Min Jung-ho has been performing much better than her usual self, and I think she did overcome that stage fright that she has mentioned in her interviews, that she does get nervous when she does come into the competition. Part of the play, but just from the tag appearances that she's shown, she's done really, really well, and I think all the credit should go to her, and she should have a very good competitive play against Hyuk Kwan on that Destroyer.
Yeah, we'll have to see. For all of you Summoner fans out there, finally we see a Summoner in singles, and the music has changed, and we will be getting into set 4. Min Jung-ho Summoner versus Hyuk Kwan's Destroyer. Let's get it on.
A lot of cheers going towards these players, but especially towards G-Fam, because everybody wants to root for the underdogs, and they will also like to see the first female blade&soul player in the World Championship. But if G-Fam loses out on this one and they end up as the quarterfinalists, it just makes it more tough for them because they have not garnered for themselves enough fighting points to advance. But G-Fam right now,
Cat's trying hard, but he does have that Ember Stomp down.
Ember Stomp is coming up. The Hyuk Kwan does put him in another stun. She has to get out of it with the tap escape.
There we go, finally
uses it, but perhaps a little bit late because the Judgment Cleave combo, a few stacks of that did come through before she did use that tap escape. But Hyuk Kwan is going to be the stun, and it's going to be another point going towards KUDETA. 5-0. One more point will be the clean sweep for KUDETA, and Min Jung-ho looks very startled and kind of trying to find the answer, so what the answer for KUDETA is, but this team hasn't found it quite yet.
Yeah, not quite yet, but this may be now potentially the last match of this series.
But it's still possible for G-Fam to win out this series if they win this Game 5, Game 6, and Game 7. If they do win out all those matches, that will be 6 points, and that will be good enough to beat out KUDETA. But if I was in that player's shoes, obviously I would feel all the pressure putting down on my shoulders, and that is something that you have to overcome as a professional gamer, but it's just sometimes really tough to do when you're up against such a strong side that we know as KUDETA.
And especially Hyuk Kwan, he has previously won in singles. He was a champion last year, so not with the Destroyer, however, he is still a formidable Destroyer, as we just saw. And unfortunately for Min Jung-ho, she did quite a lot of damage to Hyuk Kwan. He healed up a lot, but at the end, when you're out of escapes and the cat can't do anything on top of that Ember Stomp, you're gonna end up dying.
And a lot of people are, you see all the cell phone videos talking about the golden tunas, what they are. So they like the fish meta just as we do. So the fish meta isn't over quite yet. But KUDETA, they just need 1 more point, and that will be good enough to finish out this series. But the important part of this is that G-Fam, they have to find some kind of answer. They have to do it 1 by 1, but they can't afford to lose any more matches from now.
Yeah, we'll have to see who will be coming out for potentially the last match. If they lose this singles, KUDETA will sweep G-Fam. 6-0, taking the second seed into the semifinals of Korea Finals.
And Group B semifinals have been decided one by one, but we already got the GC Busan Red who already made their way and are comfortably waiting in that spot, but KUDETA is looking to be the second team to do so. Just by winning out this next match will be enough to do that. And Game 6, we're gonna see who will make it, but Wonshik Lee is gonna be the hero or the GOAT for GFAM, because if he wins this one, it just gives one slide of hope over to GFAM, but if he just loses, and it is all over.
Yep, it is all over, and I am very sad to just even say it might be over. But it is potentially the last match if Byung Kim, the Blade Dancer, takes the victory against Wonshik Lee, the Blade Master.
And the Game 6 could potentially be the last set. This Game 5 actually for this last singles will be coming up between GFAM and KUDETA. The Blade wielders from both sides will be looking for a win to give their team a comfortable lead that they really wanted. So let's get the match underway. Let's get it on. I mean, but it is fair to say, ending is that GFAM did not play at a level that they should be clean swept by KUDETA. I think they performed a lot better. They showed very many glimpses of surprising moments against G-Torrent, but obviously they're up against a different side. Now, Wonshik Lee has to be the last hope for this team against the Blade Master, with facing off against the Blade Dancer with Byung Kim. They fought against each other last time around, and Byung Kim did win out that one, so the better blade wielder was Byung Kim. Whether Wonshik can do it again, we have to see.
Yeah, we'll see if Byung Kim is able to end this set with that lightning draw again, or if Wonshik Lee will come back and retaliate and beat. Oh no,
the lightning draw happens. This is a chance for Wonshik Lee now. He did use that lightning draw, which is gonna give him a signal to go for that all in. But Byung Kim, he's knowing that strategy now. He's keeping his distance away from Wonshik Lee.
There we go. He's making his move, but he's gonna walk out.
Just enough distance putting him up, but Byung Kim, he knows the strategy. The same thing will not work twice against him. The Phantom Grip does come up, and this might be it for Wonshik Lee. He does go on with the aerial. The second aerial most likely going to come up. Whether he will use lightning draw is not available. It's still on cooldown, so Wonshik Lee is alive for now, but just has to find something else. I'm pretty sure the same strat is not going to work against this guy again.
Wonshik Lee does have his tab escape. Will he
be
finished with the lightning draw? It's not like good. He has his
draw, and that is it for GFAM. They are officially eliminated from Korea Finals as the quarterfinalists. And all the calculations aside, they did really well, and they put up a lot of effort, put up a lot of fight against these long weeks that they have fought in this Korea Finals. But unfortunately to say, GFAM is officially out of the tournament, and it's looking like they will not have enough fighting points to make it to World Championship.
Yeah, we will have to actually calculate the fighting points, so that will be later on. And like you said, Joel, they might not have it, they might. But there are other teams that have more than GFAM that are still going up to the semifinals to receive more fighting points, even though they don't be the top two teams. So
exactly
like you
what
said,
I'm saying,
like you said, they probably won't end up making it up. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
I mean, just like I kind of did the calculation in my head, but GC Busan Blue 2,000 fighting points, KUDETA second place, having made it to one final and one semifinal. That is already more points than GFAM has already garnered, but if you lose to KUDETA and KUDETA makes it to semifinals, that is already enough points that is surely guaranteed you over GFAM. So GFAM, just by my calculation, my humble one at best, but it's gonna be very hard for them to make it to World Championship.
Exactly. Like if they wanted to, have a chance of making it into the Worlds,